guys?
I've been out and about
Good,
since I
man.
got out of church. So this is good, though. This is good. How you doing?
Man. Thank you for being here.
What's
What's going on? Hey, you excited? Have you ever been on a podcast before or not?
I have not.
You have not? Okay.
So this will be my first one.
Okay.
So you guys are popping my podcast cherry.
Hey, there we go.
Let's pop it.
Let's get it.
A very special guest for you guys today. We got someone that's been a friend of the gym family for a while, definitely making moves in the fitness business, making a lot of moves just in the business world as well. Mr. Brian SMITTY, please welcome SMITTY from SMITTY Cakes. Thank you very much for being here, sir. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Man, coming straight from Texas to be here, man.
Yeah, literally just landed back in California this just past Monday. So I was out there for 8 days just working on expanding the brand out in the Houston and Austin area. So a lot of good opportunity out there, and I'm excited about it. So
Nice, for sure.
Nice.
Now, I know, I heard you and Ethan talking about Texas quite a lot, man. Is that a whole family from Texas?
Well, on my mom's side of the family, oddly enough, the reason I'm even here, you say SMITTY, you know, it's SMITTY Cakes, and my grandmother is from Texas, Nacogdoches,
Okay.
specifically speaking, and then I've got family in Austin, Fort Worth, Gilmer, Dallas, Fort Worth, so yeah. So Texas is just part of the roots. I mean, I'm born and raised in California.
Yeah.
There you go,
But
yeah.
all my family is from Texas, so yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
man. Well, Ethan, why don't you break down how you guys met, how you know each other?
So
and then
this
we
is
can
this
get
is
into
a this is this is a crazy interesting one. So
It is.
me and Xander used to go to East Sparta, and I used to work in East Sparta in California, Southern California, and it was
Right?
no East Sparta.
Okay,
East
gotcha.
Sparta, yeah, the
that's
one
right.
over.
Yep,
Yeah,
you're right.
I ain't
you're
gonna
right, yeah.
disclose the exact location.
Yeah.
but I
You're
remember,
good.
I remember
Right.
working behind the front counter, and I had seen him come in just a lot. Very consistent individual, very consistent person in general, and you could tell that his mindset. You could just tell when someone walks in the room if they're like mentally and physically there. You know what I mean?
They have
It's
a
just
presence.
above like the average type person, but. I would see him come in, and one day, I mean, I don't think I saw him for like a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks, and I'd been working. It was just probably wrong times or something, but I just kind of like commended him. I was like, dude, you're looking good. Like you're losing some lbs. Like you're getting fit, and we had just a wholesome conversation, just kind of like complimenting. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm trying. And then he was also weren't you trying to recommend some like nutritional tips to people and stuff like that? But I remember they weren't open at all towards you. They were like, nah,
not
like
even close.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, not even close at all. And my full-time occupation, you know, at that particular time was a personal trainer.
Okay.
And then I also did network marketing. So
Okay.
partner, I don't have to put names out there, but partnered with a nutrition company.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
okay.
through offering nutritional advice and whatnot. The thing is that there's a certain stigma that people will have on a brand or a particular way that people do things. But if you do that before you know who the individual is, then that's kind of like the energy that was kind of generated
So
behind
kind of
that.
like judging
So
before.
judging before getting to know me, be like, oh, well, for example, oh, that guy works in a car dealership. Now, when we go to a car dealership, we know how working inside of a car dealership it can be. Sometimes you walk in, you're getting approached by a bunch of people, and you really don't want to be quote unquote sold anything.
Right.
But there are some genuine, true, authentic, great people who work inside of car dealerships.
Yes.
But a car dealership has a particular stigma.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like the situation
Yeah,
that was going on
yeah.
with me.
And what was really weird is that like he had always had a smile on his face, always just in a good mood, wanted to help people. So you could tell, like you could tell. It's the same thing. Like people think sometimes gym goers are just like people who don't got anything really going on besides that. But you can tell like he was a very high quality person. He stuck out. He stuck
That's
out.
cool, man.
I saw
Like
people walk in
radiated.
all the time, and
appreciate
he
it.
was one of the people who stuck out. Like genuinely.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. Now, for those who may not know, why don't you break down what it is that you do, how you're involved in the industry, and maybe even a little bit about background, how you got into it.
Okay.
But what it is that you do, break that down, man. Who you are.
Well, currently, right now, I am a pastry chef, and we make the world's best protein donut.
Yes,
you do.
I can
And
attest.
I did not get a chance to bring samples, but I'll definitely make sure the next time I'm on here.
Yeah, we're
Sure.
gonna get him back, guys.
Yeah.
No, don't worry.
The next time I'm on here, I'll make sure I have the full smorgasbord for everybody. But
Oh, hell
that's
yeah.
what I do. I'm a full-time pastry chef. That's my full-time occupation. It's kind of crazy to even say that because I hate it. When I say hate, I mean with a capital ha.
Yeah.
I hated baking.
Yeah. Okay.
And the reason why I hated baking is because it requires a certain amount of patience.
Absolutely.
And funny enough, God wanted to teach me patience.
Okay.
So he made me a baker.
All right.
And that's really just kind of how that all worked out. It kind of started during the pandemic.
Okay.
Back in 2020,
Okay.
I started doing it. And, we understand what happened in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pandemic happened. I
Yeah.
lost about 75% of my income
Dang.
as a personal trainer because, folks didn't know if they could be in the same room and
Right.
sneeze with people.
Right.
That's just the
There was so
reality.
much unknown.
There was just so much unknown, so much different stuff going on. And through that, I remember seeing someone post something about protein donuts. But when they posted the protein donuts, it was a chocolate donut covered in like Fruity Pebbles. And I was like, I don't know about all that. Like that didn't look appetizing to me, but the concept of it was,
Okay.
right? And so going through some different recipes, trial and error. Like if you guys look through the social media, and I'll share a picture with you later, but like
And it'll all
the
be linked
first-
below.
The first SMITTY cake that I ever made literally looked like a cookie
Okay.
because I didn't know I needed a donut pan.
Oh.
Like I literally made the dough, rolled it out, took a cup, cut the bottom at the donut hole, rolled that up like a ball, and baked everything on a cookie sheet.
Oh,
And
really?
then I posted it on social media. My homegirl hit me in my DM. She was like, "Hey, did you use a donut pan?" I'm like, "A what?" Like, I didn't even know I needed a donut pan. I share all that just simply to say that it just happened through trial and error.
Absolutely.
And then I went to the grocery store one day, and I was going to grab some vanilla extract. And for those of you who know, that's not the secret ingredient. But because people are like, "How are these so good?" But nevertheless, went to the store for some vanilla extract. And those that are familiar with baking, there's a difference between real vanilla extract
Absolutely.
and vanilla flavoring, right? And there's a
Okay.
price difference between real vanilla
Oh,
extract
at least
and
by like
vanilla
10,
flavor.
12 bucks.
Damn.
Bro, sometimes double, depending if you're getting quality stuff. Right? And so
Madagascar.
I'm at the grocery store, and I never forget. Now, my grandmother, time back to Texas, passed in 1996. I was 15 years old at the time. And so at this point, I'm 40 years old. I haven't heard her voice in forever. And I'm in the grocery store, and I go to grab the artificial vanilla extract. And clear as day, like I go to grab the bottle, and as I'm pulling it, I hear, "Don't do that, baby." And I'm like, and I look around, and I like literally, I thought it was an old lady in the aisle that was, looking over my shoulder, watching what I was doing.
That's
And it wasn't no one there. So I ended up sitting it back on the shelf, and I'm like, whatever. So I go to grab it again, and then the voice came again, but it was with authority, and says, "I said, don't do that."
No.
Wow.
And I'm like,
dude.
That's good. Yeah.
there's no way. And I'm just sitting there in the grocery store. I remember bawling my eyes out. And I remember calling my fiance Naomi, and I'm like, I don't think I'm going with the artificial vanilla extract.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go. Like, don't think I'm crazy, but I just heard my grandmother's voice. So I go with the real stuff.
Yeah.
And my first week, like, I made an extra $350. I was like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, that's dope. Like, I'm replacing some personal training income. By week 6, I was making over $2,100 extra in a week. And I'm looking at that as like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not baking all day every day. And I'm making like almost double. Like I'm making more, if not just as much, if not more, as I was as a personal trainer and like doing the network marketing and like all that other stuff. And it was a passion. Like I didn't write a recipe down for a year and a half, from 2020 to almost 2022. I didn't write an entire recipe down. It was all up here. Like,
Yeah.
my
You're
fiance
the only one
was
that
like,
could ever make
my
it.
fiance was like, you need to start writing this stuff down, because it was just intuition. Like my grandmother was literally speaking to me as I was baking some of this stuff. And then it wasn't until like I'm like, okay, well, we need to like get this legit and people are interested, and I need to count the calories and the macros and all that other stuff. Then I went in and calculated and did all of that stuff. And then it just went from that to a whole nother thing. But from 2020 to 2022, you know, this place is special, Nude.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because I went through a series of about 17 different surgeries. I had a major hernia surgery, and then I had like 16 varicose vein procedures.
Wow.
And during the time that I first started baking, it started to get painful.
Yeah.
Right? Like baking became, it wasn't joyful anymore. It took me 20 minutes to walk downstairs because I couldn't feel my legs. A lot of people don't know this. Like, I'm just going through it. I'm on social media. I'm smiling. I'm doing my thing and everything else. And my legs are in pain.
Yeah.
And so for 2 years, every 6 weeks, I was having another procedure. I was having my legs cut open. I was having veins pulled out. I was having glue filled in through my veins. All of these different things that I was going through. And then I remember Shay hit me up. And she was like,
Shout out Shay.
shout out to
Personal
Shay,
trainers here.
personal trainer here at New Gym, and one of our sponsored athletes with SMITTY Cakes.
Yeah.
But she was like, hey, are you still doing SMITTY Cakes? She said, hey, are you still doing SMITTY Cakes? And I'm like, yeah, I could do them. So I whipped up a batch for her here at the booty camp.
Mhm.
And that was in September of 2022.
Okay.
That's when I told God, I said, look, get me to 75%. I just don't want to hurt when I'm standing anymore. Like, I just don't want my legs to be in pain.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, my only goal was to just... I used to wear compression pants and compression leggings and compression socks all summer.
Damn.
Because of my circulation issues. Like, and people who know me and have seen me out here when I was a full-time personal trainer know that. But, so going through all of that, her inviting me here, and then from there, it just more and more people started asking about SMITTY Cakes. When I first came here and was doing the boot camp, we didn't even have a website. People were like texting me about the orders and then like Venmoing me. And like that's just kind of how it started. And then it just kind of
Good for you, man.
transitioned and blew up from there. And like it's taken over and it's what I do full time. But I love it because, you know, my grandmother, who is the catalyst for all of this, you know, one key thing that she said to me, she said, never eat food from an angry person.
I'm an angry person.
Yeah, like never.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't,
that?
because the spirit and energy of where they're at goes into the meal.
Wow.
And if they can transfer, which they can, because energy's never lost. It's just transferred from one object. It doesn't say one person.
Right.
Yeah.
It's transferred from one object. to
That's why
the
you should
next.
bless your food.
This is why you pray over your food.
But sorry to cut you
Go
off,
ahead.
but that Texas thing that you were telling me earlier about that lady who said, do you want to just say that real quick just to kind of tie
Yeah.
it in with that?
So, well, that actually wasn't in Texas. That
Was it not?
That was actually at F45.
Okay, yeah.
I was here at F45, and I was dropping off. Shout out to F45 because they're just amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
What is that?
F45 Marietta North.
Oh,
They have a fitness studio over there. We're partnered with them, and the members absolutely are just loving the SMITTY Cakes. And it gets to the point where we drop off SMITTY Cakes, and people are grabbing their SMITTY Cakes, claiming them before class, and then running out after people in the parking lot. Like, no, that was mine. Like, literally. It's just, that's what's going on with it, and I'm loving it. But nevertheless, what he was saying, I go to drop off SMITTY Cakes the other day, and this lady comes and taps me on my shoulder. She was like, and she has the SMITTY cake in your hand. She was like, these are amazing. She's like, are you praying over these? And I was taken back. And I'm like, absolutely. It said, because I'm praying over myself every morning I wake up. I pray over my kitchen before I go in and bake.
Yeah.
Like I'm praying over everything that I do before I do it. And she said, yeah, because my mom said you can always tell when a person is praying over their food.
Really?
And I was like, psh, literally it hit me like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that hit me like, and I got it kind of emotional just sitting in the car after I dropped it off because I mean, I don't want to get ahead because I know you talked about isms, and I don't want to give one, but I think I got my ism.
But there's something about the Holy Spirit, recognizing the Holy Spirit in other elements of life. You know, you can definitely recognize it. So that's amazing, bro.
And I'm sorry to like off track what you were saying.
It's
but I thought that was
good.
a perfect correlation.
We can get back on track because you're talking about how your grandma said don't eat anything that was made by an angry person.
Yeah,
that's where you were going with, right?
Absolutely.
You want to pick up, where your point was.
And the point with that is like literally we will go to I'll go to restaurants, I'll go to places, and there's nothing, and people can take this however they want to, but a person can literally have prepared the meal, and if I see where their energy is at, I'm just like, no, thank you. I'm gonna just dismiss myself from the table. If the server came, I'll still go ahead and leave a tip or whatever, but I'm outro.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow. It's a standard. Yeah. Like, you know, how we do anything is how we do everything. So, you know, if that's just kind of the standard that I have for that. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. And especially that someone just kind of brought that up to you. It wasn't like just in passing, like we were already talking. She brought that up to you. That's intense. Now, what was some of Grandma's like favorite like things that you just kind of took like part of her recipes, or it's just something you remember her making that, oh man, this was like, for me it's my grandma's her beans, right? Like I would have a cousin that was serving the military, came down, he was done with his time, and you know, hey man, what do you want? And he's like, just grandma's beans. Like I just eat grandma's beans like all day.
Right.
But some carne asada would be good with it.
Right,
but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Grandma's beans. And so that's what we all remember, grandma's beans. And so what was grandma's what was the thing that she made that you're just like, man, it tastes as good as it feels, and I can just put myself back in that spot every single time I taste it? What was it?
There are a lot of things. I mean, it's something as simple. Something as simple as her sitting at the dining room table in front of her china cabinet the day after Thanksgiving with a turkey and a butcher knife and some Miracle Whip and a bottle of mustard and bread, and just making turkey sandwiches.
Yeah.
Man.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't about the recipe of the food, it was the recipe of her heart.
Yeah.
So the love that she, like the energy that was transferred from the love and passion she had for just serving her grandchildren the day after being up all day and cooking.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
no, that's a crazy feeling.
as a grown man, understanding the energy it took for her to do Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Then for her to have nothing but joy on her face the day after, making us a simple turkey sandwich, that's the love that I desire to portray inside of what I do.
Yeah, we can see it, man.
With SMITTY cakes, so when I talk all the time, I say it's bigger than donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you say what recipe? It was her recipe for love.
Oh man, that's cool.
And then everything else just kind of, it's the domino effect of that.
Yeah.
Man, that's incredible.
Wow.
I think I don't know where it was, but I read Devotion Comes Alive, where duty meets joy, and that just instantly, like, I just thought of that. You know, it is I think parents can definitely resonate with that, but especially if you are involved with a labor of love, or just doing something where, you know, I could see your grandma saying, like, no, like, this is what I do. I cook, and so I'm going to cook for my family, but it's a joy to do so. And you can see we're catching some of that wind of the devotion that she had for her family, and we're catching that from you. So I can definitely see that she was a devoted woman to her family and to her craft. And so you carrying that along, that's just prolonging and extending her legacy of greatness. And you're now a part of that legacy, carrying that on. Yeah. And that's just all that greatness just meeting you for just a little bit, man. So that is, we honor your grandmother for all the things that she taught
100%.
you.
And we appreciate you sharing that with us, man.
That's a great story, because I can feel that, because the love I have for my grandma, it's like something you don't realize when you're younger, like them slaving away all day cooking, and then every single day doing it for you. Making sure you're hungry and fed, making extra, just because they love you. And it's, when you're younger, you take it for granted.
Right.
Yeah, you don't. It's like you're ignorant to the fact that they're doing that. All this stuff is happening, right?
Yeah.
And then when you start growing up and you start realizing and seeing different perceptions,
it's like, I don't even want to cook for myself. My grandma's cooking for 9 different countries.
Like, how does this toast taste worse when I make it than when grandma makes it?
Oh, man, I'm over here.
I know, man.
Seriously,
I know. You're totally fine.
No, it's true though. There's something to be said about just sitting back and really counting your blessings. Yeah. And you're going to realize that if you had some real women in your life, your grandma's going to be on that list of blessings.
100%.
Shouts out to all the grandmas out there.
Absolutely.
Shout out
to all the
grandmas.
Now, I will say this really quick.
Yeah.
When it comes to something for the palate recipe, every Christmas season, it comes out on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because my grandmother was known for a lot of things, but her peach cobbler.
Okay.
Oh,
some peach cobbler.
And we have a SMITTY cake.
Ooh,
no way.
Called the Opal Lee. That's her name. Her name is
Opal Lee. What a beautiful name.
Her name is Opal Lee Wallace, and the peach cobbler flavored SMITTY cake is called the Opal Lee.
The Opal Lee.
Okay.
And it comes out every Thanksgiving, and it's available through Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then we stop at the.
So it's a special. You got to get it while it's hot, man.
Listen, my grandmother was a special person, and ain't no way I'm gonna make the best protein donut version of her peach cobbler and then have it available all the time. No,
100%.
Yeah, create that scarcity and that exclusivity. But and so you're also, savvy with all the stuff that, grandma's taught you. So again, just extending that legacy, man, it's a beautiful thing. And so we commend you for doing it.
Beautiful.
For doing it the right way.
Exactly.
But since we're talking about the protein cakes, man, and we are a fitness channel and we love to get down with the fitness talk, man, we got to talk about it, man. What are the grams that we're talking about per protein? What can we expect if we are looking for a snack that is, not only delicious, but we can expect some protein out of this, man? Like, can you break down a little bit about it?
I mean, they vary in macros, but generally speaking, you're looking at 14 to 17 grams of protein per SMITTY cake.
Okay.
It tastes like they have none because they're so damn good. They're crazy.
I wouldn't know.
Right. So, and then you're looking at probably about 22 to I think 26, 27 grams of carbs, depending on the cake. And then there's about 3 to 4 grams of sugar per cake, or less.
That's crazy.
Then
That's crazy.
About 7 to 8 grams of fat, and so that's it. And then you're looking at, I don't think we have one. I think the max is I think they're between 240 to 260 on the calories.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything's on the website, SMITTYcakes.com. You
Post
can go on the website.
You
can go to the website, SMITTYcakes.com. You just click on the flavor, and then...
Now let's talk flavors, man. We're on flavors, man. Let's talk
all
flavors.
right,
you got me
got-
interested now.
Bro, my mouth is watering.
All right.
I'm saying, man, let's talk flavors.
I promise you, listen, these flavors are slapstick crazy. So, one of my favorite, and what people say is our best flavor, but it depends on who you ask, is the salted caramel praline.
I can
The
attest to that
salted
one.
caramel praline is the one that slaps like everybody when they try it. They're like, I don't even know. You need to go on Shark Tank, all kind of stuff. So
100%.
that one is by far, I think probably.
And
the
I
most
didn't think I was
popular
gonna
one.
like it. That's the only one I've tried, guys. And he even
And he doesn't like pralines. He doesn't like that stuff.
no,
right?
I didn't. I've never like
You
I
heard
no.
Texans and like.
Huh? Oh, I know Texas is
Yeah,
known for their
bro.
damn
Texans not
pralines.
liking
but-
pralines.
We're gonna
Right?
For real. We can edit that out for the Texans watching this when this airs out in Texas.
No, but he,
Say
but
you're
he
welcome
changed
back.
me. I am now
Listen.
renewed.
Listen,
I am now renewed.
I changed
Title
a
drop.
couple people because this boy was like, I don't react when I eat food, and then his face lit up.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, so
Okay, so
He's like, I'm not a good
so
guy.
we
Like
got-
I don't
we got,
react.
We got a salted caramel praline, and then honestly the close second, because most people who have been head over heels for the salted caramel praline, one of our newer flavors, the brown sugar maple,
Okay.
is just, and I used to love maple bars, but obviously
yeah.
the refined sugars and stuff I can't do, and so yeah, brown sugar maple, that's the second one.
Okay.
And then we've one of our other new flavors is the apple crumb cake.
Okay.
Ooh,
So the
that
apple crumb
cake.
bro.
That sounds so
So
good.
here's
Bro,
a live-
apple fritter, man, I'm about it. But
Sounding crazy right now.
I have a secret. Listen, this is a SMITTY hack, and I'm gonna probably give maybe 2 or 3 of these. But the SMITTY hack for the apple crumb cake is to heat it in an air fryer
Okay.
for 325 for 3 minutes.
25 for 3.
Then you go and make sure you've got some vanilla bean halo top ice cream.
What?
Change the game. It's gonna change the game. It's gonna change the game, bro. It's gonna be the best protein packed dessert that you've ever had in your life.
Damn.
Vanilla bean halo top, apple crumb cake, SMITTY cake. You'll hit somebody in the
Oh
throat.
my
I
God.
promise you.
Yeah.
So that's the third flavor. Then we've got our traditional. We've got the blueberry crumble,
I
which
think I tried
everybody
that
loves.
one. That one was
The
great.
strawberry caramel cheesecake.
who don't
and
love
then
cheesecake?
the banana nut crunch bread. And you know the crazy thing about the banana nut crunch bread? It's not as popular because people think that it tastes like banana nut bread.
Okay.
Okay.
And it doesn't. Because everyone who's like, oh, I don't like banana nut bread, when they try the banana nut crunch bread, they're like, yo, what is this?
So
Yeah.
what's the main difference then between it?
I don't know.
Is it
I don't
the prayer,
know.
bro?
No, I don't know what the difference is. I think because maybe it doesn't have, like, banana nut bread doesn't have protein in it. I don't know. Like, with some banana nut breads, it's kind of like with some protein donuts.
Yeah.
They're very dry and
Yeah.
it's super dense.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you taste with a SMITTY cake, it's not super dense. It's not gonna weigh on you. It's
Okay.
still moist.
It
and
is
so,
moist.
Yeah, it's
bro.
moist.
Like it's that just that is it.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I
it is
swear
what
that's
it
the
is.
first like descriptive word biting into it. I'm like,
moist.
why does this taste like a moist piece of cake? And I looked at the macros and it did have 3 grams of sugar. I'm like, there's no way. Like there is no way.
Yep.
It tasted so okay.
So-
I'm sorry, Phil.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
I need to get one for him.
So,
for real.
I need
do
to-
they have them here in that refrigerator?
No, they don't.
Okay.
No, they don't.
You,
Gotcha.
Coming
Ethan
soon.
got me one though, or no? Was it, our other homie got me the blueberry crumble.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dude, I took a bite. That whole time you were talking, like I was reliving the moment when I took my first bite. and I was
Salted praline, and our cameraman tried the salted praline too. And we both looked at each other. We're like,
So I'm the only one that hasn't tried it?
we're like,
No,
no,
I see.
yes, I know.
like, we'll get you. We'll get
Had
you.
I known, I would have brought them.
No. I'll
It's
get it.
it's chilling. Next time.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
time.
So,
Sure.
you getting these flavors developed, is it just you closing the doors to your kitchen, turning off all your electronics or something, just focus on getting some flavors knocked out? Or are you getting inspired by people saying, hey, man, this is my favorite flavor. You got something like that? Or what sparks your creativity for the flavors? How do you narrow down the flavors?
It's a combination of both.
Okay.
As of late, as you know, the growing trend on social media, you're interacting, stories, and all that other stuff. I like to be engaged, right? So if you watch my stories, it's never just like donuts all day, right?
Yeah.
And so I like to engage and ask people, do polls, and see what people like as far as flavors are concerned, and if it's something that I can wing or that I feel that is a season for. Then I'll go ahead and do it. And then sometimes I have those, for the shower moment, right? It's, you listen to podcasts and hear a lot of business folks, and this has been evident in my own life. Literally, you're in the shower, and then bam, you get this business idea. You think of this lyric or whatever the case may be, and sometimes that's what it'll be. I'll literally just be sitting up, and I'm like, oh, what about this flavor? And bam, literally, that's what the brown sugar maple was.
Oh shit!
Wow.
There you go. And so it's just
I
something in the
literally had
kitchen?
just never thought about, because it's like I used to love maple bars, but I can't eat them. I mean, I can, but my hands will swell up super bad, right? And one day I was just like, what if I just make my own maple bar? Brown sugar maple. Oh, boom. And then it just went, and then it popped.
I got you.
Yeah.
And so do you kind of start like with a base for all of your cakes, and then you just start messing around with the flavors until you bake it, and okay, a little trial and error, let me write down what I liked and didn't like about this one, and then the next batch?
Yeah, it's really like, it's funny, and I'll go ahead, and I'm going to speak on this. It's a science behind it,
Okay.
because I used to be full-time network marketing, and when I was in that, I had this idea and this vision that's coming to fruition now.
Nice.
And the particular people that I went to and said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Man, that's not duplicatable. You're just trying to do too much. Like, just stick to the basics, da-da-da-da-da-da. But see, we can't get upset with people for not understanding a vision that God never gave them sight for, right?
Yes.
So when you share, that's how you know who you can continue to share your vision with and who you got to retreat with. Because if there isn't an offspring of like, ooh, inside of whatever energy they display, then it's like you just
Right.
like,
Pull
okay,
back.
all right, cool. You ain't even gotta say nothing like, why you eating? No, you just reserve, right? Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's this.
I love that.
So like you have to
Yeah.
have that type of resolve. That's just emotional intelligence.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I learned that, I understood, all right, cool. This has got to be all me. Like, I don't have anyone, like, I remember, and it's nothing against it. I remember when I was trying to put macros and stuff together, there's a particular trainer in the area, right, that I didn't really know what I was doing because I was really trying to get things together, right? And you're in small business, when you kind of see or meet with other small business owners, there's never a competition. It's more so of like, for me, the energy that I have is like, yo, I'm going to confide in you and see if I could learn something, and then I'm going to reciprocate that energy, and there's anything that I know that I can pass on to you just in good faith, and boom. And then at the same time, if we can have a transaction of where you make a purchase to benefit my business or vice versa, cool, but it doesn't always have to be that.
Right.
It could just be a share of common knowledge. I say that to simply say, I shared with someone, was transparent, I need help with breaking down these macros. And that turned around and slapped in my face, because then people were like, oh, well, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not calculating the macros correctly and all those other different things, when I was open to say, hey, I need help with this.
Right.
The person
Wow.
used it to expose and say this, right? So I share all that to say that I really went in and just started working on everything hand in hand. So there's not really a base. I'll tell you this: there's 48 different flavors.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Wait,
I have 48 flavors.
and the like including just the like
That I've
momentary
actually-
ones, like the Thanksgiving, like the what is the?
There are 40.
I don't wanna-
There's a
Opal.
mango habanero.
Oh,
There's a what?
mango.
I have a
habanero.
mango habanero. I have a mango. It's like infused with mango and pineapple and habanero, and it's a SMITTY cake. Yeah, like it's.
Is it good?
Yeah, it actually is.
Oh,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I haven't released it yet. But here's the point:
Oh, okay.
is that I made all of those flavors, and then when I got sick and all of the surgeries, it was too much work. So I had to restructure everything we do and bring it down to having not as many flavors.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I was spinning my wheels. So I have a Rolodex. People are like, oh, when are you going to come out with new flavors? Don't trip.
Ben
We
had
got,
that.
the, we
Yeah.
got the churro dropping in the spring. We got the strawberry lemonade.
We got
got
you struck a chord with me and
Listen,
Zan
hold
right
up a
there.
second.
Yeah, Latin.
And I don't even have to be
Churro.
I don't even have to be secret and not disclose the flavors, because nobody gonna duplicate it. Like I'm like, it's
Yeah.
just like
100%.
These flavors that are getting ready to drop, like for this summer, it's some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, we gonna have to try every single one. I'm telling
And
you.
I took it like Mamba mentality, really. Like, you know how like Kobe, when he broke his hand, he had to extensively like work on his left hand, right?
Yeah.
And so when I couldn't be on my feet baking, I was just getting super creative with recipes.
Good.
I was just getting super creative with recipes and like taking this out and taking that out and taking this out, because people are like, oh, you using Herbalife and you're doing this, and oh, it's just this basic protein donut and blah blah. No, not this one.
no.
Not this recipe. You ain't gonna find it out there.
Damn.
We got intellectual property anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
but
Y'all
yeah,
can
that's-
try.
that-
You ain't gonna
that's-
get close.
Yeah.
That's the work ethic that I wanted to put behind it, and it's crazy that it came with baking. Because like I said, God wanted to teach me patience,
Yeah.
Through baking.
and
Yeah.
He used baking to allow me to get more patience with, or allow me to get more passionate with patience.
Right.
Because you got to with baking.
Yeah.
Like I'm the goof, right? That would check the cake and then forget and then slam the door and then it drops. You can't do that with bacon.
Yeah.
Right.
exactly.
You have to be gentle, precise. You
almost appreciate the beauty with patience,
Bro.
huh? What comes
it's
with patience.
taken so much.
Because everything's instant gratification nowadays, right? Like
Absolutely.
everything on the tip of your finger on your phone. Order 2-day shipping Amazon, or 1 day free, whatever. But that's why it's becoming so rare for someone to be so diligent with patience and so just religiously disciplined with patience. It's rare. You know what I mean?
Even this most recent injury, bro.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it a little bit? What happened?
Yeah.
So
If you want to.
Yeah.
I'm good with it. Might even be a tearjerker, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So we end up getting a nationally accredited shout out to Tess, Miss Fluff Cups. Time to get fluffed up. You ever seen her on Instagram? She won Hulu's Top Baker season 3. Well, the point is that she did a review on SMITTY cakes.
No, she
Okay.
didn't.
Yes, she did. She did a review on SMITTY cakes. It's on her page. She gave us a 9 out of 10. Highest rating for any protein baked good that she's ever done. The highest rating.
Let's go.
So she does this review like she does it. She's got the SMITTY Cakes t-shirt on and the whole nine. And I'm like, yo, we're getting ready to drop nationwide shipping. Like there's a buildup,
Yeah.
Sure.
right? That's coming with the business and these
course.
different things, right? And mind you, I'd still just lost my pops, and February, and then the day that she drops the video, and she she tagged us as a collaborator. I mean, it's going insane, bro. I think it's at like 100,000 views or something crazy like
Nice.
that, and like 5,000 likes or something
you, man.
insane.
Good
Like
for
it's
you.
just it went bananas. And that day we were throwing an all white party, right? I believe in like family and community, so I threw an all white party for our sponsored athletes and some of the people who have supported the business. I just wanted to appreciate
Yeah.
them,
Mm-hmm.
and so we threw threw an event down in San Diego, right? So we're having the event. It's the day that the reel is dropping. It's like, bam, nationwide shipping is available. Bam, we're at this event. We're chilling. We're doing our thing. We got a SMITTY cake wine tasting event going on. We're pairing SMITTY cakes with the wine. We got the pumpkin spice cheesecake with the Riesling and the strawberry caramel cheesecake with the Chardonnay. We're doing the thing like it's all going around. My boy's like, hey, let's go play some ping pong.
Oh no.
Now, see, up until this point, I was telling everybody it was a bear. I didn't wrestle a bear. So we go out to play ping pong. I think we hit the ball 4 times. Bah! And then I stepped to the right,
Oh my.
and my leg buckled. I slipped in something. I don't know what it was. And my leg buckled. Instead of falling this way or falling back forward on my face, my leg buckled underneath. My glute went down, touched my heel, and my knee came out.
Oh my.
So I'm laying on the floor at the all-white party that we're throwing, and I'm sitting here like,
There's no way.
I just broke my leg.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
At
I'm
my
thinking my
event.
leg was broke.
At my event.
Because I'm looking at it. Like, right. All the people standing up, and I'm sitting here like, so guess what I do? I break out my phone, and I go on my Instagram stories, and I'm like telling everybody what just happened. Hey, guess what happened? Yep, I told y'all we was going to turn up at this all-white party, and I broke my leg. And
The bear got the best of you, huh?
Right, and my boy was like, bro, my boy who was playing ping pong with, Derek, appreciate that.
Shout out, Derek.
He said, your leg's not, no, he was like, bro, your leg's not broken, it's dislocated. I was like, oh, crack. So I popped my leg back into place.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Like I went to go pop it, because I'm thinking, oh, it's dislocated. I'll just pop it back into
Just
place,
wiggle
put
it
some
back,
ice.
yeah.
We're going to finish out the rest of this night. We still got the rooftop party. Like, we haven't done none of that. Bruh, I went to go get up my leg, said, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And they found out that I completely tore my patella and quadricep tendons.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Completely.
Like completely just fuck.
So all the connective tendons
All
in my
four-
knee were
like-
shredded. Yeah, both. Like everything was gone.
Just dangling.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so my leg was like this. So somebody took a picture of me getting up on the ambulance on the stretcher. My knee was like out here. Like it looked like a brachiosaurus head. It was crazy.
Damn.
I didn't even feel any pain or nothing. Like they was like, bro,
Dude,
you
probably
didn't feel
just shock.
nothing. I guess.
You're probably in
Whatever.
Yeah, probably
like,
just went into
it
shock,
I
probably.
was probably in shock because I was literally on my Instagram stories, like
Yeah, just
telling
like,
people
well,
what was
damn.
happening.
Yeah.
And that in itself was God's way of telling me to slow down. I got this.
Yeah.
Here's the reason why. We were just getting ready to go into the first holiday season with my father being gone. Him and my mother together for 42 years. And with the real, what was getting ready to happen with business, I would have been in the holiday season like this. And I wouldn't have been there for the conversations. I would have not been in tune with the emotional climate of the family and all of that other stuff. And so he actually just sat me down.
Yeah.
And it was a humbling experience, but I realized that like 2 days after being in the hospital. Because that was my first time being in the hospital after my father died. And I remember the chaplain walked in, and I just broke down. Because it was like all of the stuff that I remember my dad as he was just deteriorating.
Oh, man.
Like all of that emotion. And it hadn't even been a year.
Right.
All of that emotion started flaring up. So that was difficult, you know. But in it, I really took an appreciation for like, okay, you know, I went into therapy.
Good.
Because I realized that my dad's passing hit me harder than I wanted to let on. Because I was worried about being strong.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? One of the last thing he said to me, and it's gonna get shared before the ism, so it is what it is. But
Yeah.
he said, but one of the last thing my dad said to me was, "Stay strong."
Yeah.
Like, that was the very last words that I heard him speak.
Yeah.
But I realized that I was like, I remember we got a bottle of Grey Goose. And I found every night I was having a cranberry and vodka. Like just, and then it turned from like every night having a cranberry vodka, like I'm having one with lunch. And I'm having one or two at night. And then then I saw, right, what was happening. And so in the process of this, it just really just brought everything to here. But I was willingly open to learning the lesson. Because when you don't have nothing, you got to understand, I slept on the sofa for 10 weeks. No showers, no going upstairs.
No showers for 10 weeks?
I had to bathe myself on the toilet.
Oh,
Like,
man.
I couldn't, there was, my 10 weeks, it was a metal brace. Like, I couldn't, my leg wasn't even strong enough to get it over the lip of the shower. So it just, I couldn't hold myself up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So that patience, it's a real thing.
And it transferred over to all aspects of your life.
It did,
as well.
because people think patience is just waiting. It's not. Patience is the energy and attitude and the spirit you have while you wait.
Wow. Yeah,
How you
People like,
never
oh, I'm
thought of
patient,
it.
I'm patient, I'm still waiting. No, you're not waiting, and that's why you're not getting.
Yeah.
Because you're just waiting.
Yeah.
You're not being patient.
You know, that reminds me of like I forget where I saw this, but it's love is what you do in spite of what you feel. It's kind of synonymous to what you just said about what you do during the patience. You know what I mean? So love is what you do in spite of how you feel. You love someone, you got into an argument, you still got to do, you ain't going to let how you feel get in the way of your love.
Well, feelings are very fleeting, and they change and they come and go, and so you always have to. That's why I know that you're. You want a drink of that, bro?
That would have been
All of the equipment just
gone.
I know you're a believer, and so we're called to love each other, and we're not necessarily called to like each other, because I think that may be a little bit unrealistic. But to understand our roles, like, no, you are called to love each other, so that's what you're going to do. And it's like, okay, I can love you. I may not like you right now. I may not like what you're doing. But I'm making a conscious decision to love you no matter what. And
all of us are. All of us believe in we're solid with that. So,
man, I think
that's. Oh, sorry.
No.
I just wanted to appreciate the fact that you brought that up, because I never thought about patience like that. Like you said, I was like, I'm cool with waiting, but like the attitude, how you wait, that's important.
100%.
Never thought about it like that.
And it's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially with I think that does come with age, and it does come with maturing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that, I don't know, in retrospect to us, I think that we're a little bit ahead of our age, but bro, we're nowhere near that.
I'm not nobody special, man.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Your story is
You're a
crazy.
vessel, man, and God's using you. So
I appreciate it. I just think about the children of Israel. I mean, you guys just think about it. It was a 2-week journey.
Yeah.
2 weeks to the promised land. And it took 40 years.
Yeah.
They waited.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the whole generation had to die off because they didn't exercise patience. Why? Because it was in the waiting they immediately started complaining and murmuring and all of those different things, and that spirit had to die off before God allowed the generation to step into the promised land. So the quicker we get outside of the complaining and the ungratefulness, I say all the time, gratitude is the greatest multiplier.
Yeah.
It
My
really
mom be
is.
saying that.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. When you wake up grateful for some stuff, like you just can't help but you just grateful.
Yeah.
Like somebody that ain't ate in a while, as soon as they eat, they are grateful.
Yeah.
That meal feels so different.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, so
I think that's a good place to maybe take a quick break.
yep.
And we'll be right back with that. All right, man. We're back. So, just had a quick little chance to do a little electronic, necessary little stuff. Switching behind the scene there. Now, Ryan, we usually end everything with an ism on our show, man. We talked about a lot. Man, you have a lot of isms just in your vocabulary. Your vernacular is just filled with...
The whole pod was with
for real, man. And so I know...
7-8.
I know. We talked about a little bit of an ism, and we got that from... Shout out Mozzie. He was... he's an artist who was just talking about... good quotes and things like that with one of his producers, Kenny Beats. Shout out Kenny Beats. And just anything that may have resonated with you, a quote that stuck with you through life, something that got you through a difficult period in your life. We like to call those little nuggets of gold isms. And so if you got an ism, man, I would love for you to just talk about it, break it down, even just a little bit about where you were during that time.
Give the people what they need to hear, man. How's it going to help them, too?
Yeah. So there's this book by Darren Hardy called The Compound Effect.
Okay.
Amazing book. And one of his quotes was from Jim Rohn. And in that quote he says, "What's easy to do is also easy not to do."
What's easy to do.
Right? What's easy to do
not to do
is also easy not to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I think I'm following.
And you
Break
say
it down a little.
well, what does that even mean? Like, well, someone would say it's easy to lose weight.
Yeah.
Some would also say it's easy to just sit on your butt, right? It's easy to get in shape. It's easy to start a business. And it's also easy to just sit there with your visions and your goals and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wow.
Right? And so the compound effect inside of the book that I'm talking about is it talks about action and inaction equally having a compound effect that yields a result.
Right.
Whether you do or you don't, you always are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
As we are sitting right now, we are still living and breathing, and therefore taking up time which we can't get back.
Right.
So
It's a finite
that's
amount.
that's the simplicity of the statement. You can mull it over and over again, but the reality of it is that the compound effect is always in action, no matter whether you're producing something or whether you're just sitting down. And
Yeah.
that taught me how to like work.
Yeah.
Just work. If you get up at 2, you get up at 3. Like if you watch my stories, I'm normally up super early. That's
3
because
a.m.?
I
Yeah.
get up at 2, 3 a.m.
God.
Maybe latest 4. And that's because by 9 a.m. I'll have so much more done
Yeah.
in the day. And then my 9 to 3 is like a whole nother day.
Wow.
And then you just...
Yeah.
But it's easy to do it if you commit to it.
Right.
But it's easy not to do it if you're not committed.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we also talked too. That's a nugget of gold right there. I think we also talked too. One of the isms was choose your hard, and it kind of goes along with that. And it's from Dr. John Maloney. Shout out Dr. John Maloney. He's got his own YouTube channel and everything. But he was saying that's almost the exact, almost verbatim what he was saying. You know, you got to choose your hard. Losing weight can be difficult, but also the strain of extra weight on your body and the medical and health tolls that it can take is also going to be hard on you later on and hard on you
Absolutely.
physically.
Yep.
And so you sometimes in life, no matter what, you have to choose your hard because sometimes you're not given an easy choice. Sometimes your only 2 options suck. And so which one sucks less? You got to choose your hard, right? Sometimes you don't have an easy door. Sometimes you just got
That
to
is
go
absolutely right.
through the one that just, hey, this one sucks a little
Yep.
bit less. Choosing your heart. And it kind of seems like it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's easy to not do anything, but how hard is that going to be later on when you're,
And your organs.
or just from a life perspective, I'm just sitting down not doing
Yeah.
anything during COVID. I can continue to not do anything during COVID, or I can start a business that's going to be and listen to my family, like my grandmother, and listen to her wise words and let that be the catalyst, or let my laziness be the catalyst to my destruction.
Yeah.
It's either one. You
Either
choose.
one.
Either one is going to be easy,
Yep.
or you could choose your hard.
There you go.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
yeah, no,
That's
that
it,
was
bro.
good.
You hit the nail on the head.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. And that connection—that's what I love, man. Just like you love helping people out, and you're passionate about your baking career and the patience that you now get to share with people that you've learned and the benefits of the patience. I enjoy communication. I've always had my 9 to 5 is sales and communication, and my favorite part about communication is the spark that people that don't know each other can have when there is a bridge that is met, and when you meet the people right in the middle of that bridge.
Yep.
Whether that's being a football fan, whether that's being a Texan, at heart, living in California, having amazing women in your life like your grandmother, like I had, that just have something special about them, that their legacy just continues on long after they're gone.
Yep.
You can just, once that connection is made, and it's there. It's like that neuron. It's fired. It's there. It's met, and it's going to be there
Through
for
the
a while.
synapse.
That's
Yeah.
it, man. And
Through
so,
the synapse.
man, I think with that being said, thank you so much for being on the
Appreciate
pod.
you.
Thank you so much. If this
Thank
ain't
you
the-
for having me. It's an honor. It really is.
Yeah.
Lastly, anything that you want to plug real quick? Any upcoming things that you got that you just want to let the people know about?
Some will link below.
Yeah, we're linking all your
just
socials below.
Make sure
but what's
you
going on?
follow us at SMITTY Cakes, and then if you want to taste and have your taste buds blessed with the world's best protein donut,
Yeah.
www.smittycakes.com. Shout out to everybody who's always supported. Shout out to New Jim. Shout out to my fiance Naomi. I love you.
All right, man. That's a great
All right.
place to end it. Ethan, you
sir.
want to go ahead and sign us out, man?
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much again, man. We are incredibly blessed to have you on
Yes,
our
sir.
podcast. We set this out 3 months in advance.
Yeah, we did.
So, guys, this has been in the background
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure, man.
We're gonna get them on soon, and then we'll get some taste tests with the SMITTY Cakes.
Yeah.
For
And,
sure.
Yes,
Oh, and I
sir.
got a new flavor launching. I'm not even gonna say what it is, but
Okay.
the next one we do.
We'll release it on the.
right.
Yeah,
Even if we got like a blind taste test or something, that would be
Yeah,
heat, bro.
that'd be
Yeah.
Oh, we're
crazy.
gonna come up with some dope
Nah,
stuff.
that's
I
some
got
real.
it.
That's some
I'm
real
with it.
footage for your stuff too.
I got it.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely.
Well,
with it.
guys,
I'm
thank you
with it.
so much for tuning in. Comment down below what you thought. Hey, comment down below what flavor you think is the best. But with that being said, I hope y'all stay blessed, stay safe, stay fit. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Later.
See ya.
Later.